Good day to you one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Today I'm going to be talking about gatekeeping. Do you know what that means, you guys? I'm not sure if I do either, actually, but I'm going to read through some things and then we can discuss it as we go along. Maybe we'll educate ourselves and each other, who knows? Justin Hawkins Rides Again. So this stems from some comments that were made by Gwar's lead vocalist, Blothar the Berserker. You know, Gwar is that one that definitely just have like some prosthetic monster costumes, which I think it looks awesome. And lead guitarist Postulus Maximus recently shared their opinion on gatekeeping in the heavy metal community. Blothar has only one thing to say to those who put other people down for liking music outside of the genre or being inexperienced newcomers to heavy music, and that's fuck you. He probably says it he probably says fuck you, but with monster stuff. Fuck you. Maybe he says it like that. That's the worst, he goes on. My philosophy is it's okay to like stuff. If you want to like good old Dirk Schneider over there and Merciful Fate and Billie Eilish in the same day, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But you can't like NSYNC and metal though, or Backstreet Boys. Okay, so he does draw the line actually at NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. But I think he's just being flippant there. He says anybody can like anything. I just think it's absolutely absurd. You know, metal has been excluded, possibly referring to the mainstream there. People that like metal and that are drawn to it are outsiders. Why do they want to put up the same walls for other people? It doesn't make any sense to me. Well, I think that there's a little bit of... when a band, like, for example, a band like Metallica, I've talked about this recently, they are, they're busy defining a genre, and then they do something undeniable, hit song that happens to be in the genre of metal which they've helped to define, and that makes people bitter because it turns Metallica into a gateway band for people to sort of come in and flood the genre with a lot of new listeners. And I think the whole thing of like a subgenre being for the outsiders is a precious aspect of it, really, that people often long to preserve. And you'll find that there are bands who struggle and struggle and struggle for years, and then when they make it, there's a slight, they've sold out now, because it's not special to them anymore. It's like everybody has the same kind of love for something that was exclusively for the outsiders before. Here are some reactions to it. So one of these people, Sergeant Pegleg, says, I 100% agree. I was admittedly a gatekeeper in my younger years. I'm pretty embarrassed about that now. Like what you like, my friends. Don't be that guy. So there's some people expressing remorse about that. I mean, one of the comments that makes me the most proud of the things that we're doing here on my YouTube channel is when people say that things that I'm excited about are not determined by the genre of them. I mean, I particularly love rock, of course, but if a great song happens to have been written in the country genre, then yes, I'm into it. Rap genre, absolutely. I'll listen to anything. Jazz, even jazz fusion. So anyway, sorry, Janus1001, he missed an opportunity there to call his first name Hugh. What's wrong with people? I like death metal, but sometimes I like to listen to stuff like Keane just to keep my mind on different vibes. What a thing to admit to. Funny thing about the Keane vocalist, Tom Chaplin, is like when he sings in the studio, it's a really sort of withdrawn and sort of, it's a performance of great, finesse, and you can hear the longing in his voice. It cracks in a really sort of fragile way. You hear him live, he's fucking roaring all the way through. He's a great singer. Got loads and loads of power, and he's a really consistent vocalist. So to dislike Keane, well, that's just silly, isn't it? And so I applaud you, Janus, for coming out and admitting to that. But I also think you should have called yourself Hugh, H-U-G-H, Janus. Never mind. Djerzinski says, being an elitist who bullies newcomers is terrible. Being closed-minded too. But some level of gatekeeping is good and keeps your music scene healthy. Yeah, okay, that's a good point. If anything, there isn't enough of it these days. I miss when people were trying to one-up each other with their fantastic fart smell, I mean taste. It kept things interesting. What does that mean? And nowadays, I feel that the drive is gone. Even when I check music connoisseur forums, sorry, there's hierarchy in art, and new garage band is not as good as 9 Inch Nails or whatever. Yeah, that's true. And yes, being alternative used to mean something, and there were actual reasons behind it. Since everybody is drinking from the same toilets, it's difficult to find interesting stuff. Where are the crazy fanzines and the counterculture thinking now? It's a really excellent point. Somebody who's pro gatekeeping there. In the name of sort of preserving and curating like a genre in the way that the purists intended. But these genres spring up from, people subverting and reimagining existing stuff. It's always the same thing. It is cool to sort of have your own little interesting stuff, but when something becomes successful and crosses over into the mainstream, that's got to be good for a scene, hasn't it? It's got to mean that there's, people will be more inclined to actually pursue it. I mean, and then those of you who know that scene well, will understand who the sort of front runners and trailblazers were. And then if you use your hard-earned money to invest in their T-shirts and go to their gigs, then you're doing your bit, aren't you? But there's enough to go around for everybody. And I think that when something crosses over and makes the wider population aware of a movement, it can only be good, especially in terms of the artistic considerations that are on offer for the purveyors of such fine metal sub genres. I suppose at the end of the day, everyone says the same thing. You've got to get behind these fringe musicians who are doing stuff that's out there and for no reward. They're not making this music for commerce. They're doing things that are the anti-NSYNC or the anti-Backstreet Boys. Is stuff that's really aggressive, really challenging, loud fucking music to make your ears bleed and your parents worried. And then when something comes along that forces that into the zeitgeist, and then suddenly your man on the street who would ordinarily be listening to Billie Eilish or I don't know, Madame Gaga or something like that, they're gonna be listening to metal, and they're gonna be investing in metal. They're gonna be rewarding these people who were travailing to no avail for many moons at the coalface of metal, creating this noble, endangered genre that we all love. We all love it, regardless of what kind of music you're into. The more people that listen to it, the better. For a start, it's a better atmosphere in the show. It can be a little bit uncomfortable if you're seeing a band you absolutely love and there's only like 10 people in the room. That's horrible. You want more people there to, to rise the tide, the upswell of enjoyment. All the ships float. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's just more fun when there's more people in the room. Simple as that. So, gatekeepers. I don't know. It's good if you're curating. A gatekeeper is a good idea for curating the best of a scene. People like that are really well positioned if you're putting together a festival bill or some sort of charitable recording endeavour. But the more people that do a thing, the better it's going to be. The wisdom of the crowd, and also there's more stuff to choose from our point of view, and we're just the humble punters. If you love music, then you love the people that make it, and you want them to do well, right? I think. So yeah, bring it on. More people, please, listening to metal. Justin Hawkins writes again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, watch one of these 2 videos. Support your local monster metaler. Cheers.